This is one of my favorites, the because frame. Do you know when your first conditioning started with the because frame? Clean up your room. Why? Because I said so. Do your homework. Why? Because I said so. Do something. Why? Because compliance. You have been because your entire life. I call it the because frame. In Cialdini's book, The Influence of Psychology of Persuasion, they used one example and they called it the Xerox machine. So basically what they did, they went into the library at Harvard every lunchtime to conduct this experiment. They did it hundreds of times. At Harvard, the library would be quite busy during lunchtime. And what do you think would be one of the most in-demand items? The photocopier, right? So they basically did a study where the goal of the person in the study was to try and get to the front of the line as quickly as possible by using 3 different types of requests. The first request was, excuse me, I have 5 pages, may I use a Xerox machine? Is there any reason why you should let them in front of you? No. So what percentage of people do you think would have actually allowed that person to step in front of them? Here's the crazy part, 60% allowed people to get in front of them, which demonstrated the power and the influence of asking. Try that in your close. Ask for the sale. Don't just give them all the information and go, well, if there's anything you need to know, let me, just come back to me. Actually ask for the business, because you've got a 60% greater chance of getting the business than not asking at all. The second version of request was, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use a Xerox machine because I'm in a rush? Now, is that a valid reason? Yes, it actually, well, in this scenario, it's considered a valid reason. Now, what percentage of people do you think would have complied with that frame? Because I'm in a rush. 94%. Averaged out over hundreds of experiments. Here's the part that'll really blow your noodle. Version number 3. Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use a Xerox machine because I have to make copies? Now, is that a valid reason? No, that's not a valid reason. Because I'm in a rush, yes, that's a valid reason for me to let you in. But because I have to make 5 copies, it's like, dude, I have to make copies too, right? It's a fucking Xerox machine. But here's the interesting part. Because valid reason, 94% compliance. Because no valid reason, 93% compliance using the because frame. Where do you think you can use the because frame? Everywhere. I know some of you are going, ooh, honey. No, it doesn't work. I tried it. The because frame is very powerful. And the because frame, just so you know, I use because frames in my copy. I use because frames in my blog posts. I use because frame everywhere. At any point that I'm trying to bring someone along for the ride with me in any form of communication, I use the because frame. This is really important for you to know. And the reason this is important is because if you learn how to do this, it'll enable you to get more of that. I'd use it all the time. Very powerful frame.